Good afternoon, and lovely to see you, and thank you so much for joining me. I thought I'd pressed the live button. I was chatting away and I suddenly thought, oh, am I live? Obviously not. Welcome, it's great to see you. Thank you for joining me on my page here on Facebook. I try and get these videos then uploaded onto YouTube, so if you're on YouTube, hello if you're watching over there, hello if you're actually joining me live, and hello to those watching this on catch up or replay. Lovely to see you today. It's always great to have company live. It means you can have a bit of a chat and knock off ideas from people if you've got any ideas joining in. So thank you so much. Today I've decided to do some Christmas tags. Believe it or not, I have actually started wrapping Christmas presents because I'm trying to get super organised. And you know that whole snowball effect where you think you've got more time and you haven't. So yeah, I'm one of those people. I'll be using the Perfectly Plaid stamp set today, and it's got a lovely range of trees, and it has a matching punch which we'll be using later, and I'll show you how to use that. So welcome, and lovely to see you commenting, those who are commenting live. Thank you very much for joining. And so while I was wrapping, I was thinking, oh, I could do with some more Christmas tags, so I thought I'd use this set to show you how to do some Christmas tags. And I'll be using tone on tone colours today. So I've got a piece of crumb cake A4 card, and then I have the matching colour in the ink, and I've got soft suede, and then I'm going to do the other sheet adding some Whisper White ink, and just to show you how you can step up those tags. So I'm hoping my phone is going to cooperate today and not be too zoomy. I thought I'd fix this issue, but I might need to readdress it. So in order to make tags, I like to cut down my A4 sheet in half. So for us in the UK, it's 10.5, which is about 4 1/8 if you wanted the inches. Welcome, Julie and Shirley, saying hello. Nice to see you. And then just so that I've got some stable stamping, that's a good word, stable stamping, I'm just going to grab myself a scrap piece of paper. I like to use this foam piercing mat, which just gives you a nice flat surface. Oh, it's going to do that thing again. I'm going to have a look at my settings afterwards, see if I can fix that. So these particular stamps are called photopolymer, so they're clear and they're clingy. So what you need with any stamps from Stampin Up are clear blocks to attach your stamps to. So they don't do the wooden blocks anymore like the good old-fashioned stamps. This is instead of. So once you've got these, you can use any stamp on them, which is great. So I've got some, that's probably too big. Now, ideally you want the block to be not too much bigger than the stamp, because you pick up ink and it goes everywhere. Trust me on that one. So I'm going to start with our darker colour, which is the soft suede. And I'm going to stamp my group of trees fairly across the middle, I think. So I'm going to start on the edge, and then because there's enough ink on here, I'm going to move it down slightly. I might overlap it a bit, and stamp another image, and then go in with a few taps, and then add some more ink, and just simply go across the page. And then I'm just pressing in the centre of my stamp, and then that gives you a nice clean image. Give it a moment for that ink to adhere, and then you can move it over and stamp again. As you can see, I've managed to get ink on my block already. As long as you don't wobble your block when you come to stamping, you should be fine. So straight down, press and up motion. So we're going from this blank piece of paper and just decorating it, and we're just doing repetitive stamping all the way across our page. So I'm going to come off the page here because I want my design to completely go all the way across. Now if I come back in with my tree, and if I'm not careful, I'll show you what I get. You're going to end up with this funny line here. Now I would like this tone tree on this side, so what I'm going to do is ink up my stamp. I'm going to stamp it once because I don't want that stronger colour, I want the lighter colour. And I'm going to just come back to finish that section off there. And we've got a nice grouping of trees. Now in this stamp set you do have this image here which fits neatly inside the existing trees. So I'm going to introduce another colour, the crumb cake colour, and this will show up, although it's the same colour, the ink will show up on the same colour card. So I find it easier to do your outline first and then fill the outline, because then you've got a guide as to where to put the filler stamp. I'm doing this at a bit of a funny angle. The best angle is to do a real bird's eye view angle and to get right on top of it to see what you're doing. In fact, see if I can draw you in, and I'm going to come on top. So if you hover on the top and then just line up those branches and the twigs. I'm slightly off on some of these, but that's okay. It's handmade. And like I said, it's okay, that one was off. I'm doing a slightly tricky angle, so no, that went wrong as well. Let's try again. So you want to line up both sides really. I think I'm only looking down one side, which isn't helping. Good morning. Oh, that's better. Good morning, Australia. The Australians are waking up on the other side. Oh, that's a lot better, right? So you want me to match both sides of the tree. Like I said, I was looking down one side, which probably isn't the best thing to do. Take your time and you get a nice impression of that fitting right inside. And I'm just going to cheat and use the other end of that. Okay, so now we've got a lovely group of trees going across our page. And now I thought it'd be nice to have a bit of text going across, wrong colour, along the bottom. So I've chosen may this special season be wrapped in love and joy, which is, I didn't realise that would be perfect for wrapping Christmas presents and tags, wouldn't it? So again, I want to have a mixture of colour here, so I'm just going to gradiate, oh that's a big word, where I'm putting this. Look, I'm getting 3 stamps out of this and I'm moving it, slightly offsetting each one. So dark, lighter, and then lighter again. 1:15, Sharon, what are you doing up? Well, I'm glad I can be here to keep you company while you drop off to sleep. Now, be careful because we're going off the page. So I'm not going to come back on, or else I get that funny line. I'm going to stamp off and come back in. I might just add a bit more to the ends. And maybe he's trying to squeeze in a bit more there. Lovely. So we've got that nice writing across the bottom of our page. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is don't limit your stamps to the image that they are. So, for example, with this tree, I'm going to just ink up, do partial inking, partial Marshall, and I'm going to ink up the side and turn my stamp to the side. So when I come in here, I'm going to do 2 or 3 stamps. But I've got these lovely fern branches hanging over my what will be my tags. I'm getting the branch in it as well, but we are going to chop these down, so don't worry too much. There we are. Hi Ruth, hi Steffi, good to see you. Got a croaky voice this morning. Or this afternoon rather. Today's just zooming by. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there because I want to show beginner crafters that, you know, with stamps, bit of card, and I'm used 2 colour inks, you can, you know, achieve quite a lot and get more out of your stamps than you think. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the stamp set to see if I want to add anything else. I could maybe go in with these cute little pine cones, which I'm tempted to do. But I think for now I'm going to leave it because I want to show you some other things. So I'm going to chop these down. I tend to do it just under the 2-inch mark, so that's 5 centimetres. or just over. So you can get, I think it's 5 comfortably out of a strip. So out of a whole sheet of A4 you can get 10, and then you get left with this narrow one at the end. So you could leave it like this. You could just punch a hole in the top and thread some ribbon through. But Stampin' Up, we sell the tag topper punch, which is fantastic. You never need to buy another tag again. And they do, excuse me, a range of different decorative tops. So if you like the idea of making your own tags, but you want to see what other tops they've got, then there are others available at my online shop at stampinstarcreations.co.uk, which I'll flash at you. An order is going in today. They've got a 10% off in the sale, not on the tag punch, but they do have it off the crumb cake card and a lot of other things in the catalogue. So please do drop me a quick message after my live if you'd like something and you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria. So normally you can fit 2 tags in one go. The punch will take it. Any more and you it's getting a bit too thick. Give it a good old press. Voila, out comes your tags. Look at that. Such a simple idea, but going from a straight tag to having this lovely wave on the top is great. The other thing is you can obviously make your tags as long as you want. You can make them into bookmarks, fold it around, make little packaging or favours as well. So I'm just going to quickly finish these off. Quick as chips. Yes, we lose a little bit of that stamping, but that's okay because it takes off the branch that I didn't really want to be on there. So just bear that in mind if you are stamping along the top. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now with this last one, I still feed it through. But what I tend to do is just turn it over sometimes just to make sure you're within the lines and you've got a skinny tag, which you can use. So now I want to show you a similar design. But if you fancy making your tags, maybe you've got some more product, maybe making it a little bit more, just maybe adding something a bit extra to it, then I'm going to show you that now. In fact, let's do a different design. We're going to go in with the soft suede. That is way too big for that block, but I'm going to just use it. And just move it in the centre a bit more so I don't get too much of a mess. So I'm just moving these up and down to get a nice look. Look what's happened. When you press, that's where the ink is coming from the block. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Now, if you get that issue and you don't have the right size block, then you can wipe off the edges. This is a chamois that you just add water to and that you can use for cleaning your stamps. Okay. So, nice and easy then. Let's do the same again with the edging. This time I'm going to work along the bottoms. The bottom bit of my edge. The bottom bit of my edge. That is not very good English, Esther. Now, again with this stamp, the other thing you can do is use the top half and make shorter trees. So if you wanted shorter trees, you don't have to ink up the whole stamp. You can kind of partially ink them up like this. Then you have smaller trees. So don't feel that stamps are limited to their design. Use them as shapes. And by doing this all in one row, you can make up some quick tags. So let's have a look. I won't put wording on this because I'm going to do something else. Right, I'm going to put that to the side for a second. I wanted to introduce the Whisper White colour. So this ink is quite sticky ink and it takes a little while to dry. So I have got some, here's some I made earlier. Now a little tip for you while using shapes like the tree, because it is like a V shape, you can fit in more onto your card if you, I've got one inky corner on here. I think all the ink has slid into one side. So I'm going to stamp here. I've got a squeaky table today as well. And then I'm going to turn it around, turn the card around, and then if we stamp in this direction, might be able to squeeze 3 on. It might be a bit tight on here. Okay, a little bit tight to fit him on. So let's just cut these out. So here's the punch. You just push up the button to release the lock and the spring. And if you feed it through so you can see what you're doing, you can line that up nicely to the stamped image. Okay, then you've got some nice pretty trees to work with. Okay, it's a little bit tight on the end to fit another one in, but if you do them in that kind of zigzag style, it does help to be able to fit more in. Just give this a little bit of a clean off. Okay, where are we? So the other thing I wanted to show you, just put these with my other trees because I'm going to need those in a minute, is with your white ink that I've just put down. If you squeeze the middle, give it a staying alive kind of motion. This one needs a little bit more of a encouragement. Come on then, showing me up now. I think I might need to re-ink it. If you put some ink into your lid, you can add a little bit of water. Let me just check this. I've got green water coming out my pen. Let's find another one that's not so green, shall we? Oh, they're all a bit coloured. I've got coloured water coming out my pen. I'm going to add a spot of water. I wonder if this is going to work. And I'm just going to add some splats onto the background of my paper. I could do with some more ink on my... There we go. Because I'm using a finer pen, I'm getting very fine splats on here. So you get a bit of an impression of snow. I'm just going to add some more. Good morning, Deborah. Thank you for checking in. It's lovely to see you. I'm glad you came to say hello. And the same can be done with the darker inks as well. So you can squeeze it in, add a drop of water, and this gives it a nice, especially if you're doing browns, gives it a nice vintage look to it, a bit kind of distressed. There we go. Add a few splats. Get carried away with the splatters now. Right. So, I'm going to need to let that dry off a little bit first. I wonder whether we should put some wording along the bottom. I've used all those blocks that I could use that one. I might use crumb cake actually for some wording in the background so it's not really obvious. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's nice. Just have a bit of a texture. Sounds like I've got a mouse. Okay, do you know what? I haven't got time to wait for this. I'm going to chop it up. There we go. Right. Let me know if anyone's watching, if you make your own tags, or whether you've never thought about making your own tags before. So quick and easy. There we go. Right. So then we've got these, but we're going to pop these on top just to give it some extra something. Right. Now, because these are tags, I'm just going to stick one dimensional on the back. Excuse me. So when you stick the dimensionals on, you've got a backing that you need to remove at the back. Oh, I am hoarse, aren't I? Too much talking. Okay. See, already these just help them to add an extra dimension. Those are the ones that we made earlier. And then again, just to add something, if you want to step it up some more. Let's find the bling. So we could have gold, we could have snowflakes. Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. Now, yes, you can add a pop of colour, but I wanted to keep these fairly rustic looking. And also, like I said, for the newbie crafter, you might not have lots of supplies, but you might want to think about how you want to add to your order or what would be useful. These snowflakes are so sweet. They just add that little sparkle to your project. So if you like embellishments or little gems, just head to the back of the catalogue. You've got a nice array of, I'm going to go off-piste and use a bit of the red gems. Yes, they're in the back of the catalogue, or if you look online, you'll find them under, I think it's under embellishments. There, I like the popper red. Okay, now if you still want to add a little bit more sparkle, your friend is a wink of Stella. So in this brush pen, you get a bit of magic sparkle happening. It's got lots of fine glitter, which I don't know if you can pick that up. You don't need loads, just give it a bit of a brush over. And it will dry out and it will sparkle. Hi Laurie. Okay. Now you can add obviously more diamantes if you want. Now the other thing you can do to make them pop a bit more, I'm just going to bring back the ink pad, is if you press it into the ink pad like that, you'll pick up the ink around the edge. So just literally on its point, as it were, on its edge, press it in. Hopefully you can see that difference. And it just helps to kind of give it a really quick and easy border to your tags. And you can do like a sort of brush it on like that if you wanted to. But if you're a bit worried about doing it like that way, then you could just press it in. It's a bit easier. Joe's in time for a bit of wink. Must have known you were here, Joe. We got out the wink especially for you. There we go. Just press it in, and you could do that with any of your Stampin' Up inks because the ink pad is nice and soft and squishy. Okay, so there's our slightly stepped up version. Yes, thank you, Nancy Jo. She says, I like the border added to it. It kind of finishes it. It just adds, kind of draws your eye in, doesn't it? So, ribbon, we can choose from. Now, I've got a few faves, really. I think we'll stick to our lovely muted palette. This ribbon is rather gorgeous. It's like a soft, it's not called soft suede because we have a colour called that, but it's like a faux suede ribbon, and it is very soft and pretty. So I'm going to show you what you can do with your ribbon. You're going to ask me how long I need, aren't you? Let's have a look. About that much. So about 6 inches or 15 centimetres roughly. And then with this, because these are our more fancy ribbons, I'm going to thread the ribbon through. So this is the faux suede trim, it's called. Just going to squash that down. Then I'm going to get one of my favourite threads, which is the linen thread, and you can wrap that round. Hi, good morning. Is it pronounced geek or geke? Or I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Somebody will have to train me. So you could tie this in a knot if you want, or if you are feeling adventurous to do a bow. I've not given myself much room for a bow. Done half a bow, no good. We don't want half bows. Not round here. There we go. So you've got kind of a double bow with extra bits on it. So with these ones, again, you know, if you just wanted to keep it simple and you don't have a lot of resources, you can just cut yourself a bit of thread, loop it over, so you're just doubling it over, thread it through. Now, some of you like to thread it through from the front, some of you like to thread it through from the back. I don't know if there's a right or wrong, but there we are. So that's our more basic tag, or if you want to step it up, I mean, obviously you can step those up. I'm feeling the need to add some gems on it as well, but there we go. We're keeping it rustic and kind of clean and simple with these ones, and then a bit more rustic for these ones. Hi Christine, lovely to see you. So that's today's Facebook Live. Nice and easy Christmas tags, 10 out of 1 sheet of A4 card. And if you want to add bits to it, you just need a bit of extra card, and I've used the white ink on that. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to mention about that. Obviously, I mean, with this one, You could step it up and have a bit of red thrown in. That would look pretty. So just by adding a bit more colour, you can make them all different if you really want to. They don't have to be the same. It's just nice to have a pop of colour. Especially if you're into your gift wrapping and you want to do brown paper wrapping. These would look nice against that. So have a nice plain brown wrapping and then have a pop of colour with your tags. But still in that nice kind of rustic look. There we go. And you're only using a little bit of ribbon. And you know, one sheet of card can get you all those 10 tags. And all that thought that's gone into them. I like that. Little pop of red there. So I hope that's helped to inspire you and give you some ideas to go and get tag making. And obviously tags aren't just for Christmas, they're for life. No, tags aren't just for Christmas. You can make whatever tags you like, birthday tags, or you can obviously add tags onto cards to make cards, nice and masculine things. Like I said before, you can make bookmarks, all sorts. So let's have a look and say hello to you today. Oh, there's my whoa, extreme close up again. Let's just put my stand out. Let me sit back a bit. There. Okay, nice to see you. This is the face behind the voice. Lovely to see you, and thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, I am ordering today, so please get your orders in as soon as possible if you're interested. There is a special offer day today, 10% off most of the catalogue with a few exceptions. I know there's been some issues earlier, so if you just, hopefully they'll clear those technical issues up and we'll be able to have no problems with ordering online. Anything else to say? I'll be back tonight, but over on YouTube if you want to catch me. My channel name is the same, Stampin Star Creations, and don't forget you can subscribe to my channel, and if you hit the bell notification then it will say when I'm coming on live. So I hope I haven't missed any comments. I don't think I have, which is great. We've got everyone in the house today, Australia to America to the UK and all over. Great to see you. I'll be back next week, Tuesday, same time in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, for a bit more crafting. So hopefully I will catch up with some of you then. Take care. God bless. Bye.